Pass them through. Me like to thank you. Me like to thank you long all the counters, all the scrutineers, usat all representative of candidates from Haku, Igokama, Plong, Tinpus, all the constituencies inside the north. Representative from regional candidates from Man, ex-combatant, plus all Mary. We start now. Me talk thank you too, na me acknowledge mo police, will stop on them this morning, and we believe will continue to stop on them until count and we finish the walking declaration. Me talk thank you too, na me acknowledge all media will stop on them Media only important, long providing updates. Nung sa tol man na Mary, o na plong kamlo here, na looking results, or looking process plong count. So, we acknowledge mo the media too, or continue long kissing message long elections, long count, long disseminating mo long voters blow you, people blow you, stop long North Bougainville, na true, right across long Bougainville. Na me acknowledge him to all observers blow you, both domestic, na international observers will stop on them start blongol, come up blongol, wakabot blongol inside, start long polling come up now, and blong give him look blongol, long how election blong emi run. Na look blongol emi important, long balancing work blong Boleh talk him whether work emi alright, or walk in alright. Na boleh talk you maybe this will have you plan alright long next election you play improve long. So what I'm saying is me acknowledge him you play all kita because one long you play playing part lo you play long making this for election and become successful. One time this play me like pass them through me talk sorry all of them. You may pull him count. Start long count, come up today. Na me believe also plenty long you plan. Is sabe reason why you may delay count na you may start now testing. And because all of ballot boxes belong you me, long 5 provinces of the country, where all one talk belong you and one talk belong me, only vote long 5 provinces inside long Boroka, Ley, Mosby, Rabaw, Namedeng, will casting vote long. Now all these materials will come up late because something, say staff of control block unit, control block object. For example, balusa, object control yung balus. So time balus yung delay mo about blogan, and delay to start block count block. So we like just talk sorry lo display, na give me explanation on display. But we give me talk na so na we can finish. Now we can start on them count. First of all, we like reminding all the man, especially counters, scrutineers, work from you, engagement from you inside of this process from count. You got some rule and start. You call them code of conduct. Counting officials, time you join in this work from counting ballot paper, you got code of conduct and start. Rule where we banishing work from you inside of this center. One kind of them scrutineers. All two got code of conduct long staff. Rule and staff. Where we guide them all, long how boli working work long inside of the counting centers. You no long here taso, but long buin na long araw. Me like to call them inside long every count. Bekat all challenges and bekat all issues and bekamanta. Maybe by all polling of our election officials will identify, or maybe all scrutineers will identify. What we like him, behind him good process, long addressing all this flower issue. Whether along ballot box, or ballot paper, or all scrutineers who will come to machine side, long have all counting stuff, and we give example that's all. Message about them. Time we got issue inside the count center, we got count manager and stuff. Ikat retaining officer staff. These are the people that Commissioner and empower more. Because Commissioner yan, minun na stop lo happen na mi county mo ballot paper. No got me delegating this law working on returning officers, assistant returning officers, count manager and staff, long provide him this plan. Look na look out him count inside the centers. One them this plan, me like talk out to also. Ikat olo electoral offenses and staff. On policy staff lo working work long supposedly look him, only hiring, or sampla something, sampla passing, sampla walk and minok long straight, arrow, count manager, but only ask him halivim long police, long addressing this plan. Work long on police long here, and long make sure all the process long you be transparent, na suppose you get disturbance, long policy staff, long halivim open, long addressing this plan. Finally, we appeal, igolong all gata, everyone, counters, scrutineers, mi appeal long yumi, long walk bumantem. Misawe, planting long yupla, ilook in this election or maybe a very important election. Not just because maybe long come up every 5 years, no God, because long walk about blue yumi too. The political aspiration blue yumi too, yeah. I'm counting by election by Halim. So suppose you minoronim po display counting blow you may, or manarasa ito, bali lukin o po. O lain na, rino pitlong come up independent country. So appeal blow me golong yung gata, walking walk blow you good, whether counting officials, scrutineer, police, and everyone of us, you may start here, you may walking good walk blow you may, walk on them, collaborate, na you may walk in counting, successful counting, and we can get result by the end of the month. One time this plan, me talk thank you straight to all once again on behalf of OBEC, on behalf of SMT members of me, na me wish you may all get a successful count. Thank you.
For our opening program, me put him straight now long count manager, araw long, kasi continue now, one time counting.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending this press conference today. I have called this press conference to give an update on counting for the 2025 Bougainville general election. I am pleased to announce that counting has officially started at 13:30 Bougainville Standard Time today. Counting is expected to continue until the 21st of September. We aim to complete the count and return the reach by 22nd of September. Although we anticipated that counting would start yesterday, as earlier communicated, there was a minor deviation from the timeline to provide sufficient time for the safe return and quality checks on materials returning to Buka from polling venues we set up for the Bougainvilleans outside Bougainville. We also had to work with the airline we contracted to return. Bougainvilleans outside Bougainville materials resolve an issue with their aircraft. That is why the first load of ballot cast by Bougainvilleans outside Bougainville landed back in Buka at 16:30 local time on 11th September, and then the remaining electoral materials arrived from Rabaul this morning. All materials are now in Buka, so that count can now proceed. Counting is taking place at 4 venues. In Buka, the presidential ballots are being counted at the United Church in Hutsena, and ballots for the North at the at the Hutsena Secondary School. In Arawa, ballots for Central are being counted at Tupukas Primary School, and in Buin, ballots for the South are being counted at the Mamaro Resource Center. Counting for the presidency will be centralized in a president count center in Buka. The limited preferential voting system or counting process takes time as it progresses through first preference count, quality checks, and onto the exclusion rounds until a candidate secures an absolute majority, which is a 50% plus 1. The duration of counting depends upon many factors, especially the turnout and the number of participating candidates. Accredited observers and candidate scrutineers are at the counting venues to monitor proceedings and uphold transparency. Scrutineers play an important role in establishing the accuracy of the count. Scrutineers are reminded to adhere to the code of conduct for the scrutineers and not to interfere with the count. Should any scrutineer have a grievance or complaint with any part of the process, they have the right to raise this orally with the returning officer. If not satisfied, the scrutineer can file a written complaint with the returning officer using the complaint form available on the official website. Returning officers have been trained to resolve any complaints as quickly as possible, and OBEC will endeavor to address any complaints in a timely manner, keeping in mind our utmost responsibility to return to breach on schedule. I want to remind the public and media that official results will only be published by OBEC through our verified channels. The type of election data which will be released are the progressive first preference count data, which shows ongoing first preference tallies for all races, first preference results, which is the final first preference vote totals for each race as they become available, and the exclusion round results, which show progressive updates throughout the counting or throughout the candidate election process. Please also note that the counting may pause temporarily to resolve procedures questions or discrepancies, and that is normal. Results will be posted on the OBEC's official Facebook page and OBEC's election website. I must stress that there may be a short delay between the actual count and online publication due to OBEC's quality assurance checks before releasing verified results. I urge the public, candidates, and media to follow OBEC's Facebook page and website to see official results. And would like to caution everyone that unofficial sources and social media posts may contain incorrect or misleading information, so please only check OBEC's official sources. I would like to affirm that OBEC remains committed to conducting a transparent and thorough election process, and would like to thank you all for your cooperation and continued support. As we enter this important phase of counting, OBEC kindly asks all voters, candidates, and supporters and communities to remain calm, respectful, and patient. Elections are a vital part of our democracy, and every effort is being made to ensure that the process is conducted with integrity and transparency. We understand emotions may run high, but let us remember that peace and respect for one another must guide us forward. Let us show the strength of Bougainville not just through our votes, but through our unity and dignity in this important time. We thank you for your continued cooperation and urge everyone to allow it to unfold without interference and unrest.